I'm Roger Sobreiro, CEO and founder of the Fifth Empire Wine Company. The Fifth Empire Wine Company really is a platform that gives me the ability to create and to connect amazing and young and upcoming winemakers with consumers all over the world. So we do that through, one, venturing out and finding these winemakers, and two, giving them a platform through social media, through our website, through our contacts, through sales channels all over the world, whether that's internet, whether that's brick and mortar. And three, by really being creative and driving the brands by integrating our message with the consumers and being authentic, being creative, giving the consumers an option to see something completely different, whether it's authentic wine, something that's unique to them, but also packaged in an interesting way that'll call their attention and make them involved with the brand and with Fifth Empire. So right now we're seeing a lot of curiosity coming from Generation X and millennial consumers. Obviously they're not afraid to venture outside of what they normally were drinking, what their parents were normally drinking, whether that's Italy or France. So Portugal is a great option for them. So we're seeing a lot of sales being driven by curiosity. At the same time, these consumers are savvy. They have access to tons of information. And when they do find a wine in Portugal, for example, they want to feel that it's authentic. They want the message to be authentic. And when you're able to pair those two things together, I think that'll be the driving force for Fifth Empire wines and for Portuguese wines as a whole going forward. I think Portuguese wines have a place in the US market. They offer two very distinct and important things. One is choice. Portugal is known for 5 or 6 major wine producing regions, very distinct, very different one from the other, and also indigenous varietals. So that gives the consumer a lot to play with, a lot to explore, a lot to discover. I think Portugal nowadays is going through a very good movement with tourism. Portugal as a country has been put on the map. A lot of the lifestyle magazines are mentioning Portugal. Madonna's living in Lisbon. People enjoy going to Portugal. So I think when they come back from visiting the country and reading about the country, the first thing they want to connect with, or they can be able to connect with, is wine. And I think as Portugal becomes more of a household name, as a country of origin, as a destination, I think Portuguese wines will follow that trend upward. I'm not sure we're reinventing it. I think we're trying to change the ultra value narrative that's been associated with Portuguese wines for a long time. Obviously, there's a huge amount of value in Portuguese wines. Quality to price ratio is amazing. But I think consumers also want to discover that there's a premium wine to Portugal. There's a premium segment of wines within Portugal that they could also take and run with. If you're drinking ultra value Portuguese wines, you could expand your palate and go to a more premium Vinho Verde or a more premium Douro red wine. And I think consumers are willing to do that, and I think we're seeing that as well in the sales. I think in the next couple of years, you'll see the Fifth Empire continue to develop amazing brands. You'll continue to see us innovate socially, on the internet, with consumers. You'll also see us expand the portfolio a little bit to Argentina. We're working on a project there in Gualtelleria, which is a sub-region of Mendoza, very interesting wines. You'll see us go to Napa. We're working on something in Pritchard Hill. But obviously the foundation, the soul of the company will always remain in Portugal. And we're working on some unique things from Portugal as well that I think will make some noise in the market in the coming years.